Welcome to today's Explainer. Right now, we are diving into a really interesting book called Eat and Remodel Your Body by Dr. Takahisa Hiraishi. This book makes a huge promise. It says you can manage your weight without any stress at all. We all know losing weight can be incredibly tough, right? People often feel awful when they diet. They count every single calorie, and they worry about every meal. But today, we're going to explore a totally different path. We'll learn how to eat good food, actually enjoy it, and still completely change your body. It's a fresh way to look at health. Instead of taking food away, we're going to focus on building you up.
Let's kick things off with a story about a completely normal, healthy person. They went in for a basic health test, expecting everything to be perfectly fine. But they got a scary result: 300. That was their blood fat number, which doctors call triglycerides. Just to give you an idea, a score of 300 is really high. Usually, when a doctor sees a number like that, they immediately think the person is very sick. It usually means a high risk for heart problems and other serious diseases. It's the kind of test result that makes patients panic and makes doctors reach for their prescription pads right away.
But here's the catch. This high number was incredibly confusing. Why? Well, because this specific person actually has great habits. First off, they don't drink any alcohol. Zero. Second, they are very active every single day. They actually commute to work on a bicycle, riding for a full hour every day. Those are fantastic, highly active habits. Think about it. Most doctors would highly praise this kind of lifestyle. It's exactly what we are all told to do if we want to live a long, healthy life. And yet, despite all of this, their blood fat number was still dangerously high. So let me ask you a question. Why is this blood fat number so high? They exercise every single day. They avoid alcohol completely. What is going wrong here? It's a real medical mystery, and it really challenges everything we think we know about basic diet and exercise. You see, human health is rarely just simple math. Sometimes doing all the right things doesn't fix the numbers on a test. There has to be another piece to this puzzle, right? Our bodies react to our habits in deep, complex ways. A simple health checklist just can't always explain the whole picture.
The history of this patient's test results is actually super fascinating. Over time, they took 3 different tests to track their progress. Their total cholesterol dropped down nicely. It went from 259 all the way down to 187. That is a clear success and a big improvement. But the blood fat number stayed completely stuck near 300. It literally refused to go down no matter what changes they made to their lifestyle. They kept cycling, they kept avoiding alcohol, but that one specific number just wouldn't budge. This tells us something important. Not all body fats respond to the same actions in the exact same way.
You know, medical facts can be really confusing sometimes. To understand this better, let's step back and look at global health for a second. Let's compare heart attack death rates around the world. In the West, there's a very high risk of death from heart attacks. But in Japan, the risk is much, much lower. The main causes of death actually change a lot depending on where you live. This fact alone should completely change how we look at health risks. A health rule that is true in one country might not be true in another. Genetics, your environment, and culture all play a massive role in how we survive.
And this leads us to a very surprising point. The global data shows something we just didn't expect at all. For some Japanese people, having higher cholesterol might actually mean living a longer life. I know it sounds crazy. We are usually taught that high cholesterol is a dangerous enemy and we have to fight it no matter what. But the statistics show the human body is much more complex than that. A high number is not always a fast track to getting sick. Sometimes having more energy stored in the body actually helps certain groups of people fight off other illnesses. It really proves that one single test result doesn't tell the whole story of your overall health. Even with this surprising data, doctors still worry. They want to lower those high numbers right away because, well, that's what their training tells them to do. They often prescribe medicines, like a drug called Mevalan, just to force the numbers down. But taking pills every day, that causes a lot of stress. Worrying about every single meal causes stress too. Starving yourself to reach a perfect medical goal is just terrible for your mind and your body. Actually, this kind of medical stress can harm your health a lot more than the high numbers do. Fear and anxiety are huge enemies to a healthy, happy life.
And that brings us to the main idea of Dr. Hiraishi's book. He has a golden rule for a stress-free, healthy life, and it goes like this. Control what goes out, do not restrict what comes in. Basically, don't stop eating the foods you love, don't starve yourself just to chase a perfect test score. Instead, change how your body uses that food. You want to focus your energy on burning the fuel rather than just blocking it at the door. If you build a lifestyle around burning energy, you can enjoy your meals without any fear. This one simple shift in thinking completely removes the heavy burden of dieting. So, what does it actually mean to remodel your body? Well, it means building a physical body that burns fat naturally and fast. You absolutely do not have to starve. You can still eat really well. This approach is based on ideas from Dr. Maffetone, who is a famous health expert focused on building natural endurance. The goal here is to eat good, strong food to build a powerful machine inside you. Once you build that strong machine, it will burn the fat for you automatically. It's exactly like upgrading a car's engine so it can handle more fuel instead of driving a weak engine and just avoiding the gas station altogether.
Now, you might be wondering, is this method safe? Yes, it's very safe. Dr. Hirayashi is a real medical doctor with years of practice under his belt. He uses clear, hard, scientific data to guide daily nutrition. He doesn't rely on magic tricks, dangerous supplements, or crazy extreme diets. He uses solid science to help regular people eat the right way for the long run. He looks at how the human body actually processes energy. Because of this, his plan is safe, practical, and highly effective for anyone to follow. It works whether you sit at an office desk all day or if you're a professional athlete. And this science-based method builds real trust. In fact, it works perfectly for top performers who demand the absolute best from their bodies. Famous professional sports teams use this plan, like the Kashiwa Reysol soccer team and the Keio University sports teams. Even top athletes like Kazuhiro Kiyohara and Nobuhisa Takada trust him to keep them in perfect shape. And it's not just sports. Popular music bands like Tube, Globe, and Glay also follow this doctor for their nutrition. These are professionals who travel constantly and need their bodies to work perfectly every single day. If it works for their stressful lives, it can absolutely work for yours.
Well, this brings us to the end of our explainer. But before we go, I want to leave you with one simple, powerful question. Are you ready to eat and burn fat? You honestly no longer need to starve yourself to be healthy. You just need to remodel your engine. Remember that golden rule. You need to control what goes out and do not fear what comes in. True health should be about strength, not restriction. So think about this today. What will you choose to enjoy for your next meal to start remodeling your body? Thanks so much for joining me today, and as always, keep learning.